Psychologically, do you think, after last Sunday?
I think immediately after the game, I'd say they were probably emotionally drained and physically drained. But to be fair to them, we regrouped and refocused on Tuesday night, and we had them back again on Thursday night. But I suppose the first thing I'll say this evening is that this is probably a very emotional evening for Donal and myself and the management team and the players, because we call this team the class of 2010. We've been together and on the road for the past 4 years. This is the team that lost the 2010 All-Ireland minor final in pretty harrowing circumstances to Kilkenny. And we promised ourselves that evening that if we would do everything in our power, everything we could, to give ourselves an opportunity to get back in and win an All-Ireland under 21. And we feel that, considering the amount of training and the preparation that we've been doing for the past 4 years, that we're expecting our guys to give a performance that's reflective of a team that has been training for the past 4 years.
You're up against Antrim, by all accounts rank outsiders, 80-1 on. I think Clare are. So how difficult is it for you to get the guys focused, and maybe what happened to Wexford might have helped you in that manner?
It probably did, but to be perfectly honest with you, we've never really concentrated our focus on the opposition. All our energy is channeled into our guys giving a collective and an individual performance, and that's what we're expecting here today. We're expecting them to give an absolutely top-class professional performance, and once you clearly understand what's expected of you and what's required to give a performance like that, well then the opposition is absolutely irrelevant.
Well, Tom Frost, Hurling and Sean Fresh and Kevin Ryan.
Certainly have a go, Micheál. We're well tuned into, maybe a little more nervous than the last day, obviously with what's at stake, but you know, it's about having a go and being in the game, and we're going to give it everything. That's it.
The lads, our analysts, are under the impression you have to batten down the hatches for the first 10 or 15 minutes. Is that the plan?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's really about being in this game after 10-12 minutes, and I mean, we've 1 or 2 different scenarios we worked on, and we'll go and see what happens. It's really, if we can keep the nerves out of these fellas, we're going to have a good shot at it.
And I suppose nobody's saying Antrim are going to win this, so that must be a help to you. That is morale high, Kevin, coming into the game?
Morale is very high, but the more say we're not going to win it, we love it. Like, realistically, I suppose we might say we're not going to either, but who knows?
And we saw that against Wexford, so going to be the Mahagat, the Scanary Live. Okay.
Shearden saw Trust in the park against Stephen O'Halloran agus tá clasíocht gas léir agus Shane O'Donnell saw Chris McGuinness saw Hood Contalo agus siad
in Kieran Johnson.
Shane O'Donnell gur minic I chifa Bertha go fáil cárta buí agus nuas ar sin an chiad scór Glacamesh ag an glár ag Cathal O'Connell an sitar sa Glacig Lions le hen fadántaíocht. Well, siad ag hís leis. Sé seo O'Connell na shaking diag den buintas fithe riimiis an léinmh fachtaige os na puck an na saoir agus an council leis tomáinte a bheilige.
An dara Hurling an sin scoráilte Cathal O'Connell Hurling Hurling is fithe scoráilte go dtí seo inis tá Cúil agus fithe trí Hurling scoráilte anna scorálaí ar fad.
Mar sin fé mar a hasan sé inge bháin há leistigh den lína chuigvéidir stahad on the Vele again, Antrim. Jackson McGravin son of Neve Gall Homa. The Cork could train along the park initially after initially is had Bert. Dennis Ergahan Tab the Anna Hello Consunamo, a dig turn Egentich. Achshachonish, Jessica Antrim, Ergolastach Shan Dewey and Sa, Stachtin not to see time hit score Fachter, Kinton son the Avenue Gintich there again, Moira Wine. Achta Conor McCann tuisí de chur chláir scóir.
Agus anna scóir fad agus beidir go roiig sé sin nach an socrú sios mar fechar sin fuair sé pas garid in sin agus príochting sé go gláite críoch agus cólíonn anna bhuiíach an sin ó Conor McCann.
Se ní ráach go fear chunúir fear lehan láidre. Se sean fear bhfuil trí cí na chúil agus chéir a chúlíonn díag fachtaige cuma anna bhathar sin nach chur Debbie Fitzgerald the Pied Roach now got off for and so Tron Horn the talk he's a cook and out Maharlinchach and Tachu Hufeni. But there also Fadden son to get Paddy McNaughton nach and Gwana, Stachajo Law in the park a bit nach another Involtus Hawson, Tony Kelly and Ish, Lewis Malede against Stachazogdi, Carlo O'Connell, Cooper Count the puck on the Sarah, Agus Count on Immert, on Son and Trio Count. Again, fair Chun Laura.
Agus a rís an cóimar idir lads cosúla Tony Kelly agus Cathal O'Connell. Muir an taobh lína Ilan Géir galore ach fechar sin mar críoch scór íontach an sin ó Cathal O'Connell an trío chúlína tá scoráilte ag Cathal an Seoniu.
Agus Ger Dixon, Nish, bhfuil to get Jared did it fer a chaim siúch sé Galvin a chaim sin sé Colin Galvin chuisteach ar naisige siúd agus an bratar de stig ní hééis sin chiad scóir de Galvin á lá na parkin líana.
Bhí na lads a céint faoi Colin Ridley agus ceollas na headíochtaí a bhain si úsáid nas na ach na móil agus fechar sin Deirí leis brethir an slitar croigh sé beag an in spáis dó féin agus díreach ar an drasna an ard scór ó Colin Galvin an son.
Agus úmpó do bhaisin is trí cín de bhearna idir na fórn agus an deisisin na bhíige geicear an clacarí a chormó de fríocht diantaige ach gan enge dul go mórtas an son le Galvin. Héin agus Kelly hena féinnig lárnach san nimmert.
Gan ód lárnach san nimmert agus iad go mór chun cín go háirithe muoin sin i lár parke agus binne náid beidir a meach túnachar anna bhór ag na leid seo an péire sin ar an glithe seo.
Mar sin Alan ó Nílan sa ó Maeve Seosaf dúrach Gort Le Mans club a bhí anna láidir beidir gáilíonn díag go hina greibh na club. Annie Baker, James O'Connor's le héidir gimmer cloach tá sé sin tomáintear yes Stone Maloney lecholaí lár ciúin éfachtach cruúig se an O'Neill Ciana. Nis teisiantáig McGreevy scaoilte fé chuig féidir a stad ón gúlach bhfuil tí caisteach fadar go leor tágadain Ardún Manaman ag an nón cat gan captain a lá na park.
Fechar sin mar cholín gach peoch chomá le éon cholín a chunig mar go dtí seanmh a muithar an glíhan a ríis pas deas a fór sin agus thug sé faoi scór go cróga agus tír.
Má pelle leis is Jackson McGreevy anna chamáilin sa ag Cathal Malone slí diantaige hit an cheannig Garrett after an Counson for the Harris Drasán agus peint anna as an módíireach a rasú.
Módíireach an buchamach agus bhí sé ard golóir agus má golóir chun brethir fechar sin anna gramúr fadar fad agus dúmpiigh sé go tapig agus cleannig sé tebh stigna na chosantóirí agus fuair sé cholíníonnta an sin dó féin.
Se fear inistíament Cathal Malone chiad ar riamh an club sin a gimmert sna síintear don glár countered mór pelle i sethe sin. Ach tá an cláir a teachtar éis Tony Kelly tsúr across a bhalachair ní féidir he stop. Well right to tabalma don mór sa a bhicú peinte an chóir leis an pat.
Nar a bhíon Tony Fias a chúin sin ní thuairtha seans Madridó chun fiúháin tuairt faoi scór ach fechar sin an slí agus an dríocht a bhí leis chun an spás a chruthú dó féin agus cade sin mar chríoch.
As nach é sean ferna vielleicht 9 mbliana dí cúpla bliana eile sa grása aige agus héna le hanahéin leis de síintear nis an Antrim. Jasla ha pointe gáil beidir chun corcachar sna chláirínig steach íseal an son síana mórí a clúdach sír agus agaige ceann fada a hamáin tú sa measta dosathe platún an son istí Cathal Malone i dtírig teachta díir sin trastan sagarí sin O'Donnell teisige siúd ar chól chuáilta go díal an son nach tá sé fósán agus tá pointe fachtíil Cathal Malone nach beg Antrim buchas an de tíirnún cáil a tháinig a gabhirthe in ámún bhátar.
Gan dá rinne cáil go híonntach maihan sin bhí ga cumar an scéal go raibh Shane O'Donnell chun cúla scóráil a chanig tíirnún cáil trasna agus d'éirigh leis sé a thuáil agus thug sin an deis do roiinte na chosantóirí eile tachtaí na bhulachar.
Bhfuil Pád Collins luúte fósagan beidir bótaháin ar dínach chaléis an tanna mór díireach san an ceansa a thógant Comes Dakar fósagat fan ónach Gainófa a gheartíocht an bháideóra bhfuil cúilín das eile trícinn díobh son stúr a Harris an Drasnán agus hálófa go meach ceann sa rud atá.
Sin éon cúil go ceanna tá chuthair.
Ríist gafa Jackson McGreevy a bhín beag de bhíar nar aimse sé ceansanach tá takeíocht agus imimeóirí ar fuidir bhfuilige an glár mórúchan ag críochnú go hálainn ach an pass a chuideach amach ag an son ar haus ar fad.
Tháinig an taiisiún ó Pád Collins agus chunig sé sé na mórí a grisús an glíhan bhí beag anín spáis crutha a gcéad ó féin agus fechar sin mar cúlín ó agus ar gédul síos a ríis dardig sé ceann agus déag sé timpeall agus an sin tháinig sé an dúí isteachar.
Kevin Ryan an áí a hain sé isteach in ámún rátar ar lochbanistíochta Antrim mar bhí gáá le cabhair agus Last year though, tá lína lán chúil sin thar a bheith teann mar réanad agus Jack Brown na teachta gáir McInerney son.
Right.
Se mar sin arú lu go leor déanta ag Kevin Ryan. Godásan son ar dúis gan bhar lá parcach preseach déanta gan sonda agus seachhain de bheo Halloran an chétant ar chóil aber machas céim na camera mar incha tang bowling Aniston mission stitter ach tá cool fachtige agus anish grada capta iskin tagan
Gan dot ni len dot again if we turn Clehish agus ni more an dot again glen no medo hin nach at the hanig sheffield der we halen sin en dot three ka go shot na vi ana kut kush game and talk again a creep nik se go gloit te sticks a coin agus cold on floor Care cool in there get on the foreigner
agus tásan gúil roiint lína takeí nó so Antrim chun fiochan de seo tros fad agus is tros an aisce in isí ó roiche Bhína ar gasce agus bucht de loch garman sa chluth leithcheanna seach Weil tá caiidán ar fadansa gan glár Colm Tony Kelly in ish Ord Tring Allianta
gan dot David Gles 3 coolí íontach a scóráil an dána se chaite agus tá sé neúbar an seo freisin in jobh sin an darna ceanna tá scóráil agus ní a bór an idir sin agus an trío ceanna.
Drachceanna ge Flanagan mátá ní lech duine bháin féin stittersa ghfuil gansaí bánar na gansaithe an dáirithe ag an dáiran de chóra chun léanúh buitinsa ag McGreevy Nis tá fearséir leistigh agus ge Ciarán Clark scór a raimsú rudatha dianta ge ach tá na scór na son
Cumad mar húlann sé dul bhhaid níos feardóid.
Ar an ná choiríonn son fachta Davy O'Halloran cúil agus pointe ge Davy inis siad bhí Podge Collins bhí sé siúd ar chláir scóil go fódrub Flascaí O'Halloran ar éist Galvin inis ómuige Marco Hogant an struc a raimsú pointe deasa le an glár.
Cóim mar íontach idir na fórin an son idir le an clár Tony Kelly steach a cúine Davy O'Halloran Podge Collins amach go dtí Colm Galvin agus cadé sin mar cúlín áil in eile gá cúlín feitin sin ag Colm Galvin gá ceann eile scóráil Tony Kelly sin i Lár Park.
Dúiste nuas a réiste cosanna ar fachta Podge Collins úmpaíonn sé go háling ar fad stechel a méal an bhaid nús sa chúlín isisteach go bchóra go marrá sin O'Donnell stappa eileis go tappa ige agus an Congo gafacha a chóirlige sin O'Donnell í neadathe sa líon cóbra ag sin O'Donnell an son.
Ní go minic a thugann duine faoi cúil nuair a bhíonn tú teachta seach sa trás an ach ní a dat ar bhíhanna aigeine ag an bouta sin ach go raibh sé chun tuairt faoi cúil bhí sé ábalta tuchumláán a thuirt an slitter agus déirí
Fisce ige mach go lár na parke déantach mar ige McNaught agus cáirige ó Chris McGuinness Steach a lár slí McGreevy rééis na ggóilí oscailte ge siúd agus tá sí go mecht lethe yes.
agus ní dóilm go méid ceúr an a bhór ar siúil mas a rud a thuileadh Davy an son sin ardscór.
Tuch leasa áling ar fad an son Harrison Drasnán ige Ciarán Clark. Se ige Antrim atá na hathairthe déanta tá bhar néideag Michael Bradley agus ibhar a feitheadó Stephen Beattie istigh. Díame díobh go dtíireach cetá tuis an farc go hágan féiche an second nach déireach mar a bhí sa chéad le Lár Park an chláir in uachtar Tony Kelly a gháil chun céin agus scór fachtaige catá methe beidir degín de hecindí agus an darna méada ige.
Ses banna sé an lús a rééis atá ige agus ce go near éirí le ggóla a choir cheannig sé ótha agus críoch.
Prapáil chun ceúirthe Kelson garamach a dhéigen mátá ag tíirnan cáilach gafa leistigh donis tá Carlo Collins fear luas a ggéar Conal trast an choilinn sa deisian sa ggéar Halloran tá cúlaige hana hénig tá sé sásta le pointe leis ceann destan dosaí steach a míle bháidin son cumán lecha ige chláirína chuir an slitter góla láidir teachtasteach ó Antrim agus gceisiad an brisin sa ordathe go háling ar fad chuig bhéidir stad an gól Bud stechan son agus sin an a scór ar fad Stephen McAfee ort scór go dain féin. Ráid a cúig agus ceann eile fós a bhfuil buite san éir an son agus déantach maithe Cathal Malone an son. was a huge sheer agus Santa Fainter father son on Vertlor Parker Shaw will aine on Chorhaloha maar let Luishocht agus come score all Colin Galvin
the flesh out of a fechant or her lads co hog co loofer co tapig ackley craw
Dewey back to the heart they be I'm going to be in vintage shin mission Guinea ach Shadeshan Zanish in a good Hulimak Kieran Clark will never come Padasga on the Havali get tough well Question Godisha Sahrev so diag on Clare a tosno nuv ta gacha en chwa tosna ko Machine na ri ni mona de now the Hashan stitter void no gravra well man's got sha brew imish come English
Clare and Shin go hard to go se krehe agus be der a khosa derige
Mission scored down the good here and a puck stas o here on Clark go gash dress on it's exactly merely not Hog Shen counts nach ta gentle ma again McGuinness and so agus painted dress again Farnev goal the Hennigan from our park here on Clark count of on again so Tarnala Godisha ile resunta gear ach ni henalische agus countala force again McGuinness reached a lot on the fact again Bellador a hardish and a vamar amani Kalish genter showed
Julian Savoy Rish is taking Shin agus fechame o Ilinella agus Hannah Himwole Collinson a race ard vola tilted jurisdiction in Shinsahul.
Steshelinsa agus
Jarlin Colin Maccabi and Johansson.
Agus Tashin but to go hauling her fod. Harrison Draston and son
In the boys.
A Gale and Clitter. Sheshaw and Farris Coral and pointed down after the end the boys. Oh, Kratlach, Stachelorstein, Sagri, Carlo Connell, Carlos Scale Fenson, Agus Shinlesh, a Tipjim Harrison Dras Malone, well, Fakafe, Halalege, Carlo Connell, Shaka, Shianamori, and Farafur, Kulan of Agane, for Corrigan East Tushka, Kulele Tastard Wigan, so Akajera sauce to Lishabinte. Some Siu Crev, Elaine, Fevli, and Esfehe, Ishel Gear and Son.
A Gahul agus Keracholian Degid in the Forna, Fechacholian.
Marshan Shachwin Malone reached, Stachalar Schliensa, Jarlet Colleran, and Egan Hulamach, Sauce to Le Painted, Damach Girgard. See no McLedol Marshan, Count Skribe, and Sotran Hona. Kahalo Connell reached, Capscud in a Kalish, Derek the Stitter of Wuchtend. And Cunningham and so Kalish Kinty the Intershoot, Homagus and Stitter for real Deering and Son. Fay Ish, Agus again, Rodsog a hard here. Ach, Le Hug Lena Anus, a Crave of a Menur Moon, Fay Ho, Purtacota, Painter, Anna Yassenson, Harisha Drasna reached. Agus Dorf Hochtenish Tarado Gerrick Shay to get column lines, Bednar Tubach and Tanner Oda Ach on Adoga Head Agus Oh Gachayan Khune Dunbark, Tad Fark Brack Le Gansa Bui Agus Gorma Le Dinoga Hasha Brack Lesh Le Lechra Fevdis on the floor Tá Gashka Dientako Drola the Antrim
Nine and trio count le Cuig Bliana agus tá Davy lech na himmer attack con Lartling. Davy, congratulations, cohordagus that a fantastic day. I mean, and considering, you know, the 2 years winning one after the other and to do two back to back, it's so rare in this competition, and you did it in style.
I suppose it was our aim at the start of the year, like to put back-to-back victories, because Clare have never done it before, I don't think, at under 21 level, and I suppose it was just our year just to take off from where we left it last year. And it made a kind of at the start of the year we said that we let one go in 2010 against Kenny, and we said that this is our year to make it back up.
And it was one that you had won, I suppose, effectively by half-time. So it must have been interesting. It's very rare, I'd say, in the game that you can be that far ahead at one period of time. And is it hard then to remain focused and to do the job right the way up to the 60th minute?
I don't think so. The lads that are in there, they're unbelievable. Like there's so many of us on the senior panel, and there's lads there that have been just training with 21s, and the effort that they put in is just unbelievable. And it's the same with all the lads, and they're the best bunch. They're the best group of lads I've ever worked with anyway, and same to the management. And but in fairness, one of the lads, he was going a lot better than me in training, and he deserved. I thought he was nearly as good as man of the match last year as well, and it was.
And from Antrim's perspective, I think their players probably deserve better. If they had access to the same resources, the same expertise that all our guys have, I think it would be a different story, and I hope the Antrim County Board will afford them that reward, if you like, because they deserve it. Technically, we saw them against Wexford, they were excellent hurlers, but our guys are playing at a level of competition that they only aspire to, and it just creates too much of a gap. And I think from Antrim's perspective, if they look at it, the hurling landscape is levelling out. Kilkenny maybe sliding a small bit, and the hurling landscape is levelling out, and there's a lot more teams in contention. They need to.
And in terms of the next couple of weeks in Clare, you've set it up nicely now for the senior final in a couple of weeks' time.
I don't think it needed to be set up any more than it is. Hurling fever has definitely caught on in Clare, and these sorts of days, these 3-4 weeks. We may never see the likes again, and we need to cherish them, and we also need to recognise that we're extremely fortunate to have such excellent players at this point in time, and they light up any field that they go onto, and they'll intend to do the same in Croke Park in 2 weeks' time, and we wish them the very best of luck in that.
Last year, I suppose, there was a bit of the learning curve, probably for yourself and Jerry as managers, and also for the team. But this year, you really dominated this competition. I mean, setting yourselves up, the targets at the beginning of the year, you had a tough game the first day against Waterford maybe, but since then, you just seem to have improved with every game. I mean, the plan at the beginning of the year was obviously win the All-Ireland. Did it go the path you expected it to go?
It probably did. Maybe we probably expected to see maybe Wexford or Kilkenny here today, but going back to the start of the year, we knew that if we came out of Walsh Park after playing Waterford, and we knew if we could get over that one, it would open up for us. But no game is easy, and I think we're extremely fortunate to have such talented players, and people may say we win easy. They have such talent and capability. They may make it look easy at times, but they're working ferociously hard. Every game they come off, they're exhausted. At half time in the dressing room today, they had expended a huge amount of energy in that first half, and it is never easy. And in Clare, we're not in that exalted position that we can ever look down on anyone, because these days have come, these days will go, and we've got to try and make sure we have more young people coming forward that can aspire to these standards. But the players we have at this point in time are exceptional, and it's just a unique event that's happened for us, and we're very fortunate, Jerry, myself and Paul Kinnerk and Jimmy, to be part of it.
And I presume the four lads, the senior starters, all came through in one piece, and there's no niggling knocks or anything, did they?
They did, yeah, they did. No, they're fine. The four lads are fine, and hopefully some more of the guys will be pushing hard for 2 weeks' time as well, because they need to go back into that senior camp tomorrow, and they need to give them a message that the job isn't finished.
Okay. Donald, can I ask you, because I know we spoke to Jerry beforehand, he made this known that this was a mission that you had begun with that 2010 minor final that didn't go your way against Kilkenny. And I gathered from him that he sort of saw this as maybe the ending of a journey, possibly. Bringing these lads through to win the second under-21. A lot of these players are going to be gone this time next year. Where will Donald Maloney and Jerry O'Connor be? Are you going to stick around for the next batch coming through?
We don't know. That's for another day. It's been a terrific journey. I mean, yes, it's hard work, but I mean, if you get work like that, you take it any day. We'll sit down and we'll look at it. There's 9 or 10 of the starting team underage again next year. Maybe 15 of the extended panel are overage, but we still, I think, have about 23 guys knocking around, so
not bad.
We might stay on to look after them,
right,
they're special guys.
Enjoy the couple of weeks, though. They're going to be